Hello, everybody. A75 here. Today, we're going to be looking at a guy named Wade Wilson, which, despite the name, he is not the lovable red and black comic book character you know of. No, sirree. This is a murderer who's killed about two women and had some assault cases as well, which pretty wild, I guess. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's check this guy out.
Did you kill Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We wasted no time getting straight to the point. For a man potentially facing death, Wade Wilson had a lot to say. His appearance today is much more sinister than some of his early court hearings when he was first charged with murder more than 3 years ago.
I just want to say two things here. First, she said that he seems more sinister than whenever he first appeared, but I won't lie. I don't know if y'all seen the ending trial whenever he was convicted and sentenced, but my man had like no emotion on his face whatsoever. Didn't care anything at all about the victims and all that. Another thing, I don't know if y'all saw, but he has like a sardine tattoo on his face there. I heard he has two of them, and it's gonna come into play later. I'll talk a little bit more about that specific thing in a little bit.
I'm not a monster. Yeah, I'm not a saint either by any means. I've made bad decisions in the past, of course.
He admits he met Christine Melton at a bar during a night of drinking and spent the night at her Cape Coral home. But he claims he left the next morning and she was alive. Even your own father testified that you called him saying you met Melton at a bar, you spent the night together, you went back to her house, and you didn't know why, but you choked her, rolled her up in a carpet. How do you explain that?
Right. Well, those things that were said to my father, they were said by me. Of course, they were false too.
Now, some of y'all that are new to this case or have not really heard anything about it, apparently this guy was caught because after he did both the murders, he literally called his dad and was like, "Yo, I did this crazy cool thing. I murdered these two girls," and the father's like, "Oh snap, that's crazy. I'm gonna call you an Uber," and called the police on him, which pretty good on the dad's part, and but I don't know why, I don't know what went through his brain to tell his father like, "Yo, I killed these two women here," and it was pretty dope. But also another thing I just want to say, in these recordings, I don't know if you could hear, but compared to like I said, how he acted the first trial, it kind of seems like he's like desperate. Of course, he's about to get the death sentence or whatever, but he sounds like really desperate, try to basically lie his way out of his punishment, and not doesn't seem like anyone's having it. Like clearly know that he did it. He literally said to his father, like, "Yo, I did this," and yeah, pretty sure he deserves it.
Cape Coral police say while driving Melton's car, Wilson picked up mother of two Diane Ruiz, choked her, and ran her over multiple times. As for the confessions to his father,
I was forced. That wasn't a call that I willingly wanted to make.
Wilson claims it's all part of a conspiracy being covered up, one that he's trying to expose. He says he was recruited from Key West to be part of a crime organization in Lee County.
A lot of things that we were doing from Key West to Fort Myers, including the human trafficking, including various other things, prostitution with the women, drug trafficking.
Wilson says some of the prostitution was happening at a local spa, and he can prove there was nefarious activity happening there. What's the proof?
Cell phone records will show, text messages will prove, and these are things that my lawyers already have.
When I called Wilson's lawyer, he wouldn't answer any of my questions.
I just love this part right here. Straight up, just shuts all that conspiracy stuff out the window, right there. It's like, "Yo, I called your lawyers and they doesn't say anything. They're like embarrassed and all that. Like, bruh, like, come on, dude. Like, if you legit had evidence, it would have probably already showed in the trial. But I don't know. I don't know. Another thing I want to talk about is probably the reason why y'all want to click on this video. That there are women out there that love this dude just by the way he looks. Like, I don't know what they see. But this guy literally has a swastika on his face, tattooed. But I don't know. There's some thirst traps on TikTok. I have this one right here, which I'm pretty sure seems like a mock-up one, like kind of making fun of it. But even so, you see in the comments here that there's still women like putting in the comments like, "Yo, like we want this guy," basically, which I just find pretty weird, pretty strange. I don't know. Is I guess uneducated or maybe very educated, maybe just really like how this dude looks like. And you could find like a lot of petitions online saying, "Yo, free Wade Wilson, deserves a second chance. He doesn't deserve all this bad stuff." And I'm like, bruh, this dude literally killed two women just cause, man.
Wade Wilson, the man convicted of murdering 2 Cape Coral women, will have his brain scanned before his sentencing next week. I'm Fox 4's Alex Orenchuk, and I was in court on Tuesday when a judge signed off on those scans. Wilson's attorney, Lee Hollander, argued Wilson should be able to have his brain examined with MRI tests and a CT scan. Hollander said that a doctor found signs that Wilson might have brain damage, and he wants to know for sure before the judge decides how Wilson will be punished.
Based on a report by Dr. Rubino, he recommended, well, first off, he found evidence indicating, possibly indicating traumatic brain injury.
Without objection from the state, Judge Thompson granted the motion. The Lee County Sheriff's Office will escort Wilson to the testing. The location and time of the testing are being kept secret for security purposes. Wilson was convicted on June 12th for the murders of 35-year-old Christine Melton and 43-year-old Diane Ruiz. The results of his brain scan will be received before his sentencing next Tuesday.
As you saw in that clip there, judging on if how the results comes back for his brain surgery will determine if this guy is put in the death penalty or just able to get life in prison, which he took 2 lives. And I get if there's something wrong with his, brain, that's something that you totally need to look into. But he did kill 2 women, and that's pretty bad. But yeah. Another thing I wanted to say real quick before I end this video is when I said about the swastikas or whatever, I heard from a very reliable source, that because he has those, and if he does make it out of this of the death penalty, a lot of the white supremacy groups kind of don't really like my guy here. He's like did some messed up stuff. I think one of the assaults or something is that basically saying that he tried, like, I guess hitting on some dude, or the fact that Mike Wade Wilson's like did like some gay stuff or whatever. So nothing bad, but because it's a white supremacy group, they said that they're gonna go and beat the crap out of him and all that. Basically, do some like crazy stuff. The fact that he like doesn't deserve to have that tattoo on his face or whatever. Pretty wild stuff. So if he doesn't get the death penalty, y'all could rest assured that he will be getting whooped in prison, and that seems also, I guess, very satisfying. But that should be all. Shall talk to you on the next video. Bye.